Yes, but you need to speed up.
Yeah, I'll let it.
Because you don't want to have the same problem. Immediately you speak. If I think 5 or 10 minutes before, there is no delay. When we have the new start.
That's the reason why. That's the reason why.
Yes?
When do we start? We cannot have the.
We have one.
Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon, welcome to Munich in Germany. Just looking at a wonderful shot of the Olympic shooting range where the 1972 Games was hosted here back in August the 26th, 1972, here at Garching Hochbruck. And this is our third final of the day. We're on to day 4 already. The days are whipping by here in Germany. This is the Munich 2022 WSPS World Cup. And the final coming up for you in just a second, the 10-metre vision impaired mixed air rifle prone final. 4 athletes in this final. My name is Rory McAllister of Great Britain. I'll be your commentator for this final. So here the athletes are just coming out. We'll run through them in full for you in just a second with their assistants. 3 of these athletes already medalists earlier on in the standing rifle event, the vision impairment. David Doulan picked up a gold for France. That was a few days ago on day 1. And also Stefan Kopczyk got a silver medal for Slovakia. And from Finland, Timo Nyström got a bronze medal. So Jamie Stangroom is our announcer, and he's just making the final introductions for our 4 athletes in this final. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you very much for joining us. And likewise, if you're on Facebook, again, the same to you. Thank you very much for coming along to join us for this final. There's Serge Sprock of France is the jury member in charge. And the Chief Range Officer, once again, will be Ralph Hornberger of Germany. There's Ralph there on screen. Ralph Hornberger has pretty much been the Chief Range Officer for all of our finals over the last 4 days here at the WSPS World Cup. It's been a very, very successful event. There's Jamie Stangroom, our announcer from Great Britain. Ever nonchalant and never shy of a camera. So the major difference then with these finals is that because it's vision impaired, it means there's extra technology that's attached to the targets. Here are the 4 athletes who line up for this. Claudia Kunz-Interkurman, who was in a final the other day. 10-metre air rifle prone is this event. She finished qualification in 605.2 points. Timo Nystrom was second in qualification, then David Delan of France, and then Stefan Kopczyk in 4th. So in this vision impaired final, sometimes like that, you'll see like special sunglasses being worn by some of the athletes to assist with light rays, and also you'll see extra technology like that there attached to the CS targets. And this is where really these athletes are actually shooting using sound. There you go, there's David Delan with a very nice set of Sony wireless headphones on. I think that's the WHX Mark IV, same ones as myself. So the distance is 10 metres, number of shots will be 24 unless we go to a shoot-off. Maximum rifle weight is 5.5 kilos, and the bullseye, look at that, just 0.5 millimetres. So the extra technology on the targets sends out tones and sounds, and then the athletes use a combination of feeling and sound to make their shots. Also their assistants are there not only to assist them with each shot, but also can use a variation of taps on their hands and on their arms, on their back, to try and help them out and get the best shot possible. So there's just a look at a sample of one of the rifles that is in use today. A very technical piece of equipment. They're gorgeous looking, aren't they? Really, really good to look at, I think. So if you are on YouTube, we'll be keeping an eye on the comments section as well. So if you'd like to send your support, say hello, then please do so. There's a closer look as well at some of the technology that's strapped to the target to help out with those sound sensors. Some athletes prefer headphones, others go for the earbuds instead. There'll be 2 shots of 5 series. Sorry, 2 series of 5 shots. And then we'll go to single shots as well. Now, I know that a yellow card has already been handed to Stefan Kopczyk of Slovakia because he was late in terms of being called to time. So we'll just now start the sighting time and go over the athletes for you. Here we have then on firing point A, this is Timo Nystrom, was a gold medalist in the Paralympic World Championships. That was 2019. Hobbies, singing, dancing and outdoor activities. Sounds just like me, Timo. Looks like we're brothers. Here's a gold medalist from day one. This man means business on firing point C. This is David Delan. Such an experienced shooter. Really nice person too. Competed at the Châteauroux WSPS World Cup. That was a few months ago. and was 7th place in the vision impaired mixed 10 metre air prone final, this event itself. So you see his assistant there, Liza Doolin, just helping out in the background. Moving on to firing point E. This is Claudia Kunz Inderkumen. I got a round of applause from Claudia whenever I pronounced her name for the first time. She was delighted. Competed at the Châteauroux 2022 World Cup, was 4th there. That was in the mixed 10 metre air rifle prone event. This again is another prone event, and here is Stefan Kopčík of Slovakia on firing point G. He's already been issued with a yellow card just because he was late to the call time. And throughout your entire day at shooting, be it finals or qualifications, timing is everything. Represented Slovakia in alpine skiing. Look at that, the Paralympic Games. And that was at the Winter Games, winning a total of 2 silver medals and 3 bronze. See, so these athletes, it's not just shooting where they're picking up medals. Other sports too. It's just incredible. That's Zdeněk Kamate. That's Stefan Kopčík's assistant. You can see him there just stepping left and right, having a good look. Here's how they line up then. On firing point A, Timo Nystrom of Finland. Got himself a bronze medal on day 1. David Dulin of France. On firing point C, a gold medalist from day 1. Claudia Kunz Inderkumen of Switzerland on firing point E. And on firing point G, Stefan Kopčík of Slovakia. They are the 4 finalists for this final. So we won't have eliminations in the normal places. They'll be just a little bit later in this final. We'll get the 2 series of 5 shots underway and then move on to the individual shots from shot 11. So it means that shot 18 is going to be our first elimination. Shot 20. Sorry, shot 20 will be our first elimination. Shot 22 will be our bronze medal decider, and then 23 and 24 will decide the golds. So there's a great shot of the targets that are 10 metres away from our athletes. It's David Dulin's coach just sitting there looking on. Jury members in charge, they're always eagle-eyed, looking at everything, making sure literally that no one oversteps their mark or is further forward than they should be. It's a very, very, very technical sport. Thank you very much if you have just joined us on YouTube. Very welcome, nice to have you along. And likewise, if you're on Facebook watching us, then hello to you. There's plenty of information on the WSPS World Cup website if you'd like to look at further results of finals that have gone by over days 1, 2 and 3. We're now on to day 4. And we have another full day of competition still to go tomorrow. Also after this final, at around 4 o'clock local time here in Germany, will be the para trap final. So Chief Range Officer Ralph Horneberger has called stop. The sighting time is now over and completed. So we'll get underway and get into this final. Let's get stuck in and see where these medals are going to go. That's Ralph Horneberger keeping a real close eye on his stopwatch, making sure that meticulously each period is timed correctly so that it's fair to each athlete. So he's calling the first competition series. This will be the first series of 5 shots. There'll be 2 of these, and then from shot 11 we'll have individual shots. Start command has been given. 2.5 minutes are on the clock, ticking down. See our athletes here using a combination of feeling and sound to make their shots. Terrific opening shot from David Dulin. Look at that, 10.1. 10.0 from Claudia Kunz Inderkumen. You can see how close the assistants stand to each athlete. Here is David Dulan, looking ice cool today. He really has got a good look. Fantastic athlete as well. So there you go, just a couple of taps from Eliza Dulan, his assistant. That's just all part of the process in a visually impaired final. Here's Stefan Kopczyk. It's just loading at the moment. There's Znednol Kamate just having a really good look. You can really see checking both sides there. All of the athletes scoring in the 9 zone over their last shots. Kopczyk still yet to take his 3rd shot. He's about to do that. The other 3 athletes are 3 shots down. Nystrom has even taken his 4th. And David Dulan with another in the 10 zone. Wonderful shooting, 10.1. Here's Claudia Kunzindakuman just finding her way. 9.8 was her last shot. And 9.6 that time. Meanwhile, Dulan, just wonderful grouping. Just look at his target. You can see it on your screen with the orange markers. He scored another in the 10 ring. That's a 10.3, a 10.2 from Nystrom as well. So that concludes the first series of 5 shots. Just some breathtaking shooting from David Dulan. Just wonderful, wonderful stuff. 0.8 in front then. It's Dulan of France who leads. There we are. With Timo Nystrom in 2nd position, a gap of 0.8. Then Claudia Kunzindakuman in 3rd, a 0.5 gap. And Stefan Kopczyk is 6.0 behind, mainly because his last shot was an 8.7, and there was certainly some out in the 7 ring as well.
Competition series load.
So David Dulan, here he is, the competition leader. He's already got a gold medal at this World Cup on day 1. Can he add another gold? Well, we'll find out. Start commands given, 2.5 minutes for each athlete to complete 5 of their shots. Ndakuman with a 10. Dulan, look at that, 10.5. Nystrom with a 9.9. And Kopczyk, brilliant opening shot in this 2nd series, a 10.4. Ndakuman follows up with a 10.6 in that 2nd shot. World class. Dulan just wavered ever so slightly there, 9.7. 10.5 from Ndakuman, that's too high in the 10 zone. An 8.7 from Nystrom, but a 10.4 from Kopczyk. Here's Timo Nystrom, gold medalist at the Para World Championships in Sydney in 2019 in this very event, the 10 metre prone. Here's Kopczyk on firing point G. 9.6 with his last shot. Nystrom and Dulan both with a 10.5. .5 from Kopczyk as well, so that's an improvement. That's going to help close that difference as we're edging to the end of this 2nd series. 35 seconds remains on the clock. Just waiting for Kopczyk as well to fire his last. It's Just 15 seconds left. Nystrom's fired his final shot. That was a 9.2. And Kopczyk literally just with 4 seconds to go. So that concludes the second series. And it's David Dulin of France, the gold medalist from day one in the standing rifle final, who now leads this prone final as well. And he's 2.1 in front of Timo Nystrom, the gold medalist from the World Championships in Sydney 2019. Claudia Kunz-Indekumen in third, only 0.1 behind. Look at that narrow difference, so close. And Stefan Kopczyk in fourth place at the moment as it stands. So each athlete now has 30 seconds to fire their individual shots. And because we only have 4 athletes, we'll have to wait a little bit later until we get to the elimination stage of this final.
Start.
Here's David Dulin. You can just see Eliza there, just with a little tap on the back of his head and neck. That just helps assist David make his shot. And he got a 10.1. Indekumen with an 8.2, Kopczyk with an 8.7, and Nystrom with a 10. So David Dulin still leads the competition, 2.2 in front now. So that's very impressive stuff. He really has just kept on lots of scores of a 10 or above. So moving on now to the next single shot. Another 30 seconds for each athlete to complete their shot. There's Timo Nystrom's assistant, Jana Nystrom, just helping.
Well, nothing between the top two there, both firing
and a 10.3 from Nystrom and from Dulin, and a 9.5 and a 9.5 from Kunz-Indekumen and Kopczyk. So it's still a 2.2 gap at the top. David Dulin of France, the gold medalist from day one, still leads in the hunt for another gold medal.
For the next competition shot,
I don't call it greed, I just call it brilliance. Here's Claudia Kunz-Indekumen, who's currently in the bronze medal position. She's 2.7 behind Nystrom in second. Nystrom with a 9.4, Dulin with a 10.5, Kunz-Indekumen with an 8.7, and Kopczyk with an 8.5. So the difference was 2.2 with a difference of David Dulin. It's now up to 3.3, so he's starting to put some distance between himself and the other three. So Stefan Kopczyk finds himself just rooted to the bottom.
For the next competition shot, load.
Okay, so here's shot 14. First elimination shot will be after shot 20. David Dulin finds himself 3.3 points in front. If you are just joining us, this is the 10-metre visually impaired mixed air rifle prone final. 10.0 from Dulin, Kunz-Indekumen with an 8.9 and an 8.7 with Kopczyk. Nystrom with a 10.2.
So the highest score there was a 10.2 from Nystrom.
Now, not only do we have the technicalities of this final, but also if you are watching a visually impaired final for the first time, then there's extra technology strapped to and attached to the targets, where the athletes use a combination of tones and sounds in order to help them aim and complete their shots. The assistants are also able to get involved and use taps on parts of their body to help and assist them. So David Dulin still leads. The gap now is 3.1. It was a 3.3 gap. Timo Nystrom's in second. Claudia Kunz Indikumen is third. Stefan Kopczyk remains in fourth. We're just looking at David Dulan now, the gold medalist from day one and the current competition leader. As Eliza Dulan, his assistant, just helping out.
So the difference between first and second.
And now the difference is increased to 3.9. David Dulan of France continues to show his dominance in this final. He shows no signs of wavering. Even with a 9.9, it was the highest shot of the four in that last individual shot. So this is shot 16.
Shot, load.
That's Timo Nystrom.
Start.
Jana Nystrom looking on in the background. She's just, see those strokes? Just that ever so mild tap down the hand, that's just all part of the way a visually impaired final is conducted. It's incredible. Nystrom with a 9.4, Dulan with a 10.4, Kunz Indikumen with an 8.7 and Kopczyk with a 7.6. So Dulan still 3.1 in front, and in a prone final it's now been increased to 4.9, and in a prone final that's a massive gap. David Dulan at the moment of France is cruising towards another gold medal.
Shot, load.
So shot 17 now.
Start.
There's Claudia Kunz Indikumen just finding her way. Trying to sense where the middle of that target is. She hits a 9.1. David Dulan with a 10.4. Nystrom with a 7.1. Kopczyk still to shoot. There he goes. A 9.5.
Dulan does it again, a 10.4, and the lead
So David Dulan, wow, a 6.2 gap between David Dulan and Timo Nystrom of Finland. So it's the gold medalist from day one versus the world champion. Nystrom took that gold in Sydney a few years ago before the pandemic.
Coming up next is shot 18.
So shot 18 will be our next
For the next
single shot.
shot, load.
Shot 20 will be our first elimination because there's only 4 athletes.
Start.
Stefan Kopczyk finds himself 10.2 behind Claudia Kunz Indikumen. So Claudia's pretty much going to have to miss at some point, completely miss the target, which I can't see happening because she just hit a 10.5 as well. Dulan with a 9.1, Nystrom with a 9.6 and Kopczyk with a 9.6. That's a brilliant 10.5 from Claudia Kunz Indikumen because it now makes her difference 2.0 in third at the moment behind Nystrom, who's currently in second. Dulan, though, absolutely streaking it. Look at this, 7.7 the difference. That's incredible. In a class of his own in this final. And looking to add another gold to the one he picked up a few days ago. You can see the extra sensory technology that's been attached to his rifle scope. What will he shoot here? 10.3 from Nystrom, a 9.8 from Kunz Indikumen, a 10.5 from Dulan. This guy is ice cool and world class. Kopczyk with a 10.3, great shot from him. Doesn't give up. Still in fourth and 10.6 behind, but fights on. Terrific shot at this stage of the final.
10.6 behind is Kopczyk of Slovakia in fourth. The next shot is shot 20 to decide fourth place.
So this will be our first elimination then. Shot 20. It's looking very likely to be Stefan Kopczyk because Kunz Indikumen pretty much has to miss and Kopczyk would have to score at least a 10.6 with her completely missing in order to stay in this final. So it would be a bit of a miracle. Dulan with a 9.9.
Seconds.
8.6 from Kopczyk. So it means the remaining difference was 12.0. Stefan Kopczyk, representing Slovakia, will be leaving this final in 4th place in this 10-metre visually impaired mixed air rifle prone final. So there he is, there's Stefan Kopczyk. His final total 179.5. So the three that are left: Claudia Kunz-Inderkumen, Timo Nystrom and David Dulan of France at the top there. Look at that, a difference of 8.2. That's the standings after 20 shots. So the next 2 shots will decide the bronze medal. Currently it's going to Kunz-Inderkumen of Switzerland. So Stefan Kopczyk of Slovakia just takes a seat. The rest of this final continues. Another 30 seconds are on the clock for each athlete to fire. Shot 21.
Start.
Here's Timo Nystrom. He's a world champ, so he knows how to hang on in there. But he's got a big gap to close. There's an 8.2 difference between himself and David Dulan of France. Dulan with a 9.0. Hey, there we go. Nystrom showing his class, a 10.7. And Kunz-Inderkumen with a 9.8. So the 2019 world champion has closed the gap to 6.5. Can he keep this pressure up? There's still enough shots left to close the gap, but Dulan's really going to have to waver. So next shot decides bronze. At the moment it's going to Claudia Kunz-Inderkumen of Switzerland. She's 3.0 behind Timo Nystrom.
Start.
30 seconds now for each athlete to fire. It's deathly quiet here in Munich. So 9.6 from Dulan, 9.4 from Kunz-Inderkumen. So the bronze medal looks, yeah, that's where it's going, because Nystrom with a 9.5. So we got the first medal of this final. Wonderful achievement for Claudia Kunz-Inderkumen. Picks up a bronze medal for Switzerland. And I believe that's also their first medal of the World Cup. So Switzerland are off the mark. They have a bronze medal. So they will join the other 14 countries on the medal table. So how's it looking in the final stages? David Dulan has just shot out of the blocks and just led the entire way so far for France. He knows what it feels like to win a gold medal here in Munich, because he did it a few days ago. There's a 6.6 difference between the world champion Nystrom and David Dulan.
Start.
Oh, 10.5. Dulan, what can Nystrom follow up with? I think he's just literally got to shoot for pride now and stay in the hunt. 7.3. That's just going to increase Dulan's dominance even further. Now 9.8. That makes it. His coach there is just looking on, thinking David Dulan is just an absolute machine. He is just so clinical, just world class, brilliant to watch.
For the next competition shot, load.
I think there's a mobile phone going off somewhere, so Apologies if that's interrupting your enjoyment of this final. David Dulin now 9.8 in front. That's it. It's another gold medal for France. They're absolutely delighted, and rightly so. David Dulin picked up a gold medal in the prone event on Friday, day one, and he's now done it again. Sorry, in the standing event. He's now done it again in the prone event. Yeah. Well done, David. That's wonderful. What a wonderful performance. What a great total, too. Another gold medal. And the silver medalist, therefore, goes to Finland. Timo Nystrom, the world champion, picks up a silver medal for his country. So Finland now have 2 medals in this World Cup. And France streaking it now on 7 medals. That's the second highest tally behind Ukraine, who have got 10 medals. India have got 6. France now have 7. They're doing very, very well in the medals table as they all line up now for their photographs. And look at that, lovely hugs as well from Claudia Kuhns in the Kuhlmann. That's just brilliant to see, isn't it? That is parachuting. There you have it. It's absolutely just summed up in front of you. Chariots of Fire by Vangelis just playing over the speaker system. Nothing's moving in slow motion here, though. We don't have anyone running along a beach either, but... So the medalists, they're just going to line up. There's the bronze medalist just to the right of your picture, representing Switzerland. Their first medal of the World Cup here in Munich 2022. Claudia Kuhns in the Kuhlmann. Has picked up a bronze medal. She really did hang on in there. The silver medal as well going to Finland. Timo Nystrom. That's their second medal of the World Cup. There's Claudia Kuhns into Kuhlmann just giving the crowd a wave. I'm sure Timo Nystrom is about to do the same thing as the silver medalist in this final. Cameras flash. There he is, gives the crowd a wave. Well done, Timo. And once again, here he is. There'll be smiles all around here. David Dulin, there we have. See an amazing smile that man has. We just literally were waiting for that. He's got another gold medal. A very, very happy man. What a great final. There you are. If that was the first time you've seen a visually impaired final, then I hope you enjoyed that. It's an absolute treat and a privilege to be with these athletes watching this World Cup here in Munich. So a bronze for Switzerland, a silver for Finland, and a gold medal once again for David Dulin. That's the second gold within 3 days for the Frenchman. My name is Rory McAllister. That concludes our coverage of this visually impaired 10-metre mixed air rifle prone final. We're back later. We're going to go outside, enjoy some of the Munich sunshine. It's around 25, 26 degrees outside. Can't wait. Local time for the trap final will be at 4 o'clock. That's in approximately 2 hours' time. So we'll be on air from about 3:50 to bring you the coverage of that trap final. So for now, cheerio. See you later.